Do you have a list of goals you're passionate about, a vision for your future that feels so clear and powerful, but you find yourself doing anything but working on them? You have the ambition, you have the ideas, you might even have a detailed plan. But when it's time to actually do the thing, you feel paralyzed. It's a deeply frustrating and frankly painful place to be. It's that growing gap between the person you know you could be and the person you are right now. And it's so easy to look at that gap and just blame yourself for being lazy, undisciplined, or unmotivated. But what if the problem isn't your motivation at all? What if your own mind, trying to protect you, has accidentally trapped you in a state of inaction? In this video, we're going to break down the hidden psychological triggers like perfectionism and the fear of success that are secretly sabotaging you. And most importantly, I'm going to give you a simple, actionable framework to finally break free and start closing that gap between your ambition and your reality. Section 1. The problem. This isn't laziness, it's ambition. Paralysis. Let's give this feeling a name. Ambition paralysis. It's that state of having the drive and desire to achieve something great, only to become completely overwhelmed by the sheer scale of what you need to do. Imagine standing at the foot of a massive mountain you desperately want to climb. You can see the peak, clear as day. But when you look at the path, all you see are a million treacherous steps, potential rock slides, and the crushing distance. So instead of taking the first step, you just freeze. You stare at the mountain, caught between the desire to ascend and the terror of the journey. That's ambition paralysis. And here's the most important thing you need to understand. This is not a character flaw. You are not lazy. In fact, this is often a weird side effect of being one of the most ambitious people. It's a defense mechanism. Your brain isn't trying to sabotage your dreams. It's trying to protect you from what it sees as a threat. That threat could be failure, judgment, or even the enormous pressure of success itself. The problem is, this protection comes at a huge cost. It keeps you stuck. It breeds regret. It feeds that nagging voice in your head that says you're not living up to your potential. You end up living in a fantasy of the future, spending hours planning and dreaming because it feels productive, but you never actually start building. This cycle of dreaming without doing is exhausting, and it slowly eats away at your self-esteem until you start to believe the lie that you just don't have what it takes. But that ends today, because once you understand the triggers, you can start to disarm them. Section 2. The hidden triggers. Why your mind is trapping you. So, if it's not laziness, what's really going on? Your mind is running a few powerful, invisible programs in the background. Programs that seem logical on the surface, but are designed to keep you safe and, well, stuck. Let's expose the 3 most common ones. Trigger number 1. The perfectionism prison. The first and most common trigger is perfectionism. But this isn't the healthy, high-achieving kind. This is the paralyzing kind. The kind that whispers, if you can't do it perfectly, don't do it at all. It's a sneaky trap because it pretends to be a commitment to high standards. But in reality, it sets an impossible bar where anything less than a flawless outcome is considered a total failure. When you're trapped in the perfectionism prison, the pressure to create something perfect from the get-go is immense. You want to write a book, but you can't bring yourself to type the first sentence because you're terrified it won't be brilliant. You want to start a YouTube channel, but you obsess over having the perfect camera, the perfect lighting, and the perfect first video, so you never actually hit record. This isn't quality control, it's fear. The fear that your first attempt will be clumsy. The fear that others will judge you. The fear that you'll try your absolute best and still fall short, which your perfectionist brain takes as proof that you're not good enough. So, to protect you from that failure, your mind chooses the only guaranteed way to avoid imperfection: doing nothing. Trigger number 2. The overwhelm flood. The second trigger is what I call the overwhelm flood. This happens when your ambition is so big that your brain literally short-circuits. You see the entire mountain, not just the first step. You think about starting a business, and immediately your mind is flooded with everything you have to do. Build a website, design a logo, register the business, create a social media strategy, develop the product. The list is endless. This flood of possibilities leads directly to analysis paralysis. You get so caught up in researching, planning, and weighing every single option that you never actually make a decision. You spend weeks comparing different website platforms or reading dozens of books on marketing, telling yourself you're being productive. But what you're really doing is avoiding the terrifying vulnerability of taking a real, concrete step. Your brain becomes so busy analyzing all the information that it just gets stuck, unable to move forward. The desire to make the absolute best choice leads to making no choice at all. Trigger number 3, the fear of the finish line. This last trigger is the most counterintuitive of them all, the fear of success. It sounds weird, right? Why would anyone be afraid of getting the very thing they want? But the fear of success is very real, and it's a master of self-sabotage. Success means change, and change is scary. If you succeed, the expectations for you will be higher. You'll have a new standard to live up to. What if you can't maintain it? What if how people see you changes? What if you get your big goal and you're still not happy? These are deeply unsettling questions. Staying where you are, in the familiar comfort of your current life, feels much safer to your brain, even if it's unfulfilling. This fear often shows up as procrastinating on the final 10% of a project. You'll do all the work, get it 90% of the way there, and then suddenly lose all momentum. You put off sending that crucial email, submitting that final report, or launching that finished product. It's your brain's last-ditch effort to keep you from crossing the finish line and stepping into the great unknown of success. Now, take a second and just let that sink in. The perfectionism prison, the overwhelm flood, the fear of the finish line. If any of this is hitting home, please know you are not alone. And if you're finding this breakdown helpful, consider subscribing to the channel. It's a small, imperfect action you can take right now to commit to understanding your own psychology a little better. Section 3. The Framework. A 3-step plan to break free. Look, understanding the triggers is the first step, but insight without action is just another form of paralysis. So, let's get into the framework for breaking this cycle. This isn't about hustling harder or just doing it. This is a strategic, compassionate approach to rewiring your brain for action. Step 1. Lower the activation energy with stupidly small steps. First, we fight the overwhelm flood by making the cost of starting ridiculously low. Your brain isn't fighting the marathon, It's fighting the 5 seconds it takes to put on your running shoes. The energy it takes to get started is called activation energy. Your job is to lower that energy until it feels absurd not to do it. Forget the big goal for a minute and focus on a stupidly small step. Break your task into the smallest possible action you can imagine. Want to write a book? Don't write a chapter. Your goal is to open the document and type 1 sentence. Want to start exercising? Don't go for a 30-minute run. Your goal is to put on your workout clothes. Want to clean your messy apartment? Don't clean the whole kitchen. Your goal is to put 1 dish in the dishwasher. This works because it's too small for your brain to argue with. There's no fear of failure in writing 1 sentence. And once you start, momentum takes over. The hardest part of anything is just starting. This strategy makes starting almost effortless. And celebrate these tiny wins. Each one is a vote for your new identity as someone who takes action. Step 2. Embrace good enough and take imperfect action. This step is the direct antidote to the perfectionism prison. You have to deliberately and consciously give yourself permission to be imperfect. The goal is not to produce flawless work. The goal is to produce something. Let's make progress the new perfect. Here's a practical way to do this. Use a timer. Set it for just 25 minutes, like the Pomodoro technique, and commit to working on your task for that time. When the timer goes off, you stop. Whatever you have at the end of those 25 minutes is, by definition, good enough for today. This separates the act of working from the outcome of the work. It frees you from the pressure of creating a masterpiece every single time you sit down. You also need to practice self-compassion. When that inner critic tells you your work isn't good enough, talk back to it with kindness. Say to yourself what you'd say to a friend. Hey, this is a first draft. It's supposed to be messy. The goal right now is just to get ideas down, not to win a Nobel Prize. By replacing that criticism with compassion, you create a safe space in your own head where it's okay to learn and make mistakes. Step 3. Become the detective of your own mind. Finally, to beat all the triggers, especially the sneaky ones like fear of success, you need to develop self-awareness. You can't solve a problem you don't fully understand. I want you to become a detective of your own mind. Start a simple paralysis journal. The next time you feel stuck, frozen, or find yourself procrastinating, just take a moment to answer 2 questions. 1. What is the exact task I'm avoiding? 2. What am I feeling right now? Anxious, scared, bored, insecure. Don't judge your answers. Just observe them. You're collecting data. Over time, you'll start to see patterns. You might notice, every time I need to promote my work, I feel this wave of anxiety and shut down. My trigger is the fear of being seen. Or, when I look at a project with more than 5 steps, I feel overwhelmed and suddenly have an urge to clean my apartment. This practice does something profound. It shifts you from being a victim of your emotions to an observer of them. Once you can name the trigger, you can deal with it directly. It gives you the power to say, there's that fear of judgment again. I know this feeling. It's just my brain trying to keep me safe, and it doesn't have to control my actions. This awareness is the foundation of real, lasting change. The real reason your ambition is paralyzing you isn't because you're broken or lazy. It's because your mind is using powerful but outdated defense mechanisms to protect you from things like failure, judgment, and the unknown. But by understanding the triggers, the perfectionism prison, the overwhelm flood, and the fear of the finish line, you can finally take back control. The way forward isn't through force, but through strategy. Break your goals into stupidly small steps, so starting is easy. Embrace imperfect action to free yourself from the chains of perfectionism. And become a detective of your own mind to understand what's really driving your inaction. Remember, ambition without action is just a daydream. You have everything you need to start closing the gap between your dreams and your reality. The key is to be patient with yourself, be compassionate, and just focus on taking that one tiny, imperfect step forward. So, I'll leave you with a question. Which of the 3 triggers resonated with you the most? The perfectionism prison, the overwhelm flood, or the fear of the finish line? Let me know in the comments below. Reading through everyone's experiences can be a powerful reminder that you are definitely not alone on this journey.